my very sweet friend on YouTube, Teresa's Stay at Home Life, and I am doing the Christmas dessert collab that Two Family Homestead started. So my treat for you guys today is very dear to my heart. I have never personally made this. This is something that my dad always makes during the holidays, and he always gives me a tin and my sister a tin, and it is called Christmas crack. And let me tell you, it is addictive. It is addictive, but it is so easy. I looked up the recipe, and of course my dad also told me how he made it, and so we're gonna give it a shot today. Now, first off, I'll tell you that my pan is not excuse me, my pan is not big enough, so depending on how many crackers I can get on this pan will depend on if I'm making a full recipe or not. But you want about a sleeve of crackers is what you're wanting, so we'll see what I can do. But I really hope that you stick around. No, ma'am. Here, have a cracker. You get off the table. Thank you. But I will say, this is why you need a whole sleeve. That, I love baking for the holidays. I have a huge list. And I was going to make a video on this anyway. But then I found out that I was tagged, and I was like, perfect. I'll do this. Oh. The babies are everywhere. The babies are everywhere. Attacking the babies. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but I did, minus the couple that my girls took, I did get them all to fit. But if you had a full size, like a 10 by 15, I think is what it is, you wouldn't have to break up in pieces like I did. But I did get it to fit, so I am going to do a full recipe. So a sleeve of saltines. And then in a double boiler, you want to be melt, or microwave if you have a microwave, I don't. You want to melt 2 cups of chocolate. I like to use semi-sweet because this is already going to be sweet. So that's what I'm using. And my dad uses just the semi-sweet chocolate chips. I just have the baking chocolate, so that's what I'm going to use. Just whatever you have on hand. Now, into my pot, I am putting a cup of brown sugar. And I just eyeballed this because this is all the brown sugar I have. So I'm saying that it's a cup, but it does look like a cup. Because remember, with brown sugar, you do want to pack it into whatever you're measuring it with. So that's going to be about a cup. And then we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's partially because salt goes good with sweet, but also you don't want a big amount because your saltines are going to be salty. Because those are just normal. I actually got those discounted because the box was busted, so I got those for I think 60 cents for a 4-pack. And then you want a cup of butter, so that is 2 sticks. And then we're just gonna melt this down and let it boil. Let it come up to a boil. And I'll bring you back. Okay, so I forgot to say that you want to be stirring this the whole time because otherwise it will burn. But what you're looking for, it's just now starting to come up to a boil. That's when we want to turn off the heat. Now I've also had, there's nothing here to eat, baby. I've also had my oven preheating to 400 degrees. So now what we're gonna do is pour this all over our saltines and then bake them for just 5 minutes. Go ahead and stick that in there. Oh. First, a teaspoon of vanilla. Almost forgot. And I had it sitting there. A teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that in. Don't put your vanilla in until you have turned your heat off, because otherwise you'll just evaporate it right out. Okay, now Now I'll put it on top of the stuff. So, no baby, it's hot. So there's our saltines. And you just want to evenly spread this all over them. I'll start back here. Do it that way. And the pan's getting hot. Whoo! All right. Oh, pan's leaning. All right, so I'm just gonna do it this way. Get everything evened out. Try to keep your crackers in an even layer because that is going to be the crust. And oh, that is so hot. Goodness. Okay. I'm just failing today. Goodness. Alright. Come on now. See, sometimes fathers just do it better. Okay. Good enough for me. This is going to go into an oven at 400 degrees for 5 minutes, and then we'll take it right back out. Okay, so this came out of the oven after 5 minutes, and then I let it rest until it quit bubbling. And once it stops bubbling, it starts to harden, which is perfect because now we need to spread our chocolate all over the top. Now, I hope that you notice that the crackers are not perfect, and that is okay. This is a very forgiving recipe, and I know that because I've eaten a lot of this candy. But you break it up. It's essentially like a bark, and so you break it up. So it doesn't matter if it's perfect on the bottom or not. No one is gonna know. They're only gonna be tasting the amazing flavor. So, with our chocolate, you just want to spread it again in an even layer, although I will say some of my favorite pieces are the ones where there's just a little extra chocolate, but that's just me. And you just want to do it in a nice, light-handed way because you don't want to mix it. You want this to be a whole layer unto itself. And then once this is done, we're gonna put it in the fridge until it sets. Well, first we're gonna let it come down to room temperature. I guess I should say that first. Let it come to room temperature and then chill it in the fridge until everything sets up. And then you can store it in airtight containers. All right, guys, so I completely forgot to film the end. This is what they look like whenever they are done. You just break them up like so into any size pieces that you want. No, ma'am. Here, right there. There you go. Anyway, I wanted to say something about this, and that is, come here. And that is, make sure you line your pan with foil and then grease it, because you can tell obviously from me doing it, I did not line my pan and I did not grease. This stuff, because it's essentially caramel that you've made, it does not come off. So it was very, very difficult to get this off in pretty pieces. So just remember, before you do anything, before you lay down your crackers, to please put, no ma'am, to please put down a layer of foil and then grease it. So with that being said, these are absolutely delicious. I have 2.5 quart-sized baggies full for one batch. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and a Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating, and I will see you guys on my next video.